While tensions in Southeast Asia have generally remained high and been mediated through the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, many countries have invested heavily in fielding formidable modern militaries, with Russia being the region's leading arms exporter, followed by the United States. Hi, welcome to our channel. Today, we will discuss Southeast Asian countries which invested in twin-engine, or we call it a heavy fighter. But before we start, subscribe to our channel, like and share our video. Let's start. Su-30 MKM and Su-30 SM, Malaysia and Myanmar. When the Malaysian Air Force received its first Su-30 MKM heavyweight fighters in 2006, it became the region's first to deploy 4+ generation fighter planes. These planes replaced the aging F-5E Tiger II jets supplied by the United States. The aircraft was the most advanced Russia had ever sold at the time, and it was based on the Su-30 MKI designed for the Indian Air Force but with minor avionics alterations. The Su-30 MKI, MKM was a radical departure from the original Su-27 and Su-30 flanker designs, and it benefited from features first seen on the Su-35 and Su-37 prototypes, such as fully digital cockpit displays, electronically scanned array radars, thrust vectoring engines, increased use of composite materials, and modern electronic warfare systems and standoff missiles. The fighters continue to outperform any Western competitor in endurance and maneuverability, and the design was later utilized to produce the Su-30 MKA for the Algerian Air Force and the Su-30 SM for the Russian Air Force and Navy, all of which are currently on order. The Myanmar Air Force has placed an order for the enhanced Su-30 SM, which features superior avionics, most notably the N011M bars radar with a 400 km detection range and access to more contemporary R-37M missiles and SAP-518 jamming pods. F-15SG, Singapore. Contracts for the purchase of 40 F-15SG fighters made Singapore the world's fifth export client for the F-15 Eagle, behind Israel, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea. The variant created for the City-States Air Force was far more advanced in terms of sensors and avionics, and it was the first serial production model to incorporate an active electronically scanned array, AESA, radar. This resulted in improved electronic warfare capabilities and countermeasures, a smaller radar signature, and enhanced situational awareness. During the Cold War, the F-15 was regarded as the most capable fighter employed by any Western Air Force. Export restrictions on the design were eased in the 2000s with the introduction of its replacement, the F-22 Raptor, into the United States. The Air Force reduced the sensitivity of its technology. The fighters have high endurance and large sensor suites, though both are lower than the Su-30, and advancements made for the Singaporean contracts served as stepping stones for further modernization to meet the needs of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and eventually the United States, which resumed orders for F-15s after a 17-year hiatus in 2018. Su-30 Mk2, Mk, Vietnam and Indonesia. The Su-30 Mk2 was created as part of a different family of fighters at the Komsomolska on Amur aircraft plant, which transitioned to constructing the Su-35S for the Russian Air Force after 2009. The fighter was closely based on the Su-30 Mkk, which was custom-built for China's Air Force, and the Chinese Navy became its first customer in 2004. With modern avionics for command, control, communications, computers, intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance capabilities, the aircraft was well optimized for maritime strike roles. Vietnam and Indonesia, which have 35 and 9, respectively, would purchase the fighter, with the latter already having two earlier Su-30 Mk aircraft. The fighter has the Su-30's trademark long-range, high-flying performance, and excellent sensors, as well as a variety of contemporary weaponry such as Kh-31 Mach 3 antiship missiles and R-77 anti-aircraft missiles. It is nonetheless far less competent than the more expensive Su-30 MKM and Su-30 SM, which diverge even farther from the fundamental Su-30 design. Su-27 SK, Vietnam and Indonesia. The Su-27 flanker, widely regarded as the most proficient fighter to operate in any Air Force during the Cold War, initially entered service in 1985 and was built to exceed the U.S. The F-15 Eagles of the United States Air Force. The fighter was widely exported in the 1990s and is being operated in Southeast Asia by Vietnam and Indonesia, which have 11 and 5 Su-27Sk aircraft, respectively. In the mid-1990s, the Indonesian Air Force was poised to become one of the world's largest clients for the Su-27 flanker aircraft, with plans announced for a fleet of over 100 of these jets to serve as the core of a contemporary fleet amid rising tensions with Western powers over the East Timor conflict. The country's low defense budget, Western pressure, and a lack of long-term acquisition planning all put a halt to the possibility of such a transaction. Although powerful for its day, the Su-27 is now regarded as obsolete, particularly the aging 1990s models fielded in Southeast Asia with outmoded weaponry, avionics, and sensors. The fighter is nevertheless capable, with the age of its radar offset by its sheer bulk and its R-27 missiles still having an above-average 130-kilometer engagement range despite outdated electronic warfare countermeasures. There you have it. Heavy fighters of Southeast Asian countries. Which country do you think has an edge over other countries with heavy fighters? Write your comment in our comment section. I hope you learned something in today's video. Don't forget to like, share our video, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.